When it comes to I Love Lucy, arguably the greatest classic TV sitcom in television history, it's usually Lucille Ball and husband Desi Arnaz as Lucy and Ricky Ricardo that come to mind. But in truth, equally important to the show were their on-screen best friends, Ethel and Fred Mertz, as played by Vivian Vance and William Frawley, and in particular, Ethel, who became Lucy's comrade in schemes from episode to episode. It took several months of filming for Ms. Ball to realize what she had with Vivian, suggests Jeffrey Mark, author of the Lucy book and Ella, a biography of the legendary Ella Fitzgerald, which is why, as the show goes on, the Ethel Mertz character gets more and more prominent, because she realized that as well as she and Desi worked together, actually, the better team was Lucy and Ethel. And yet, as true as that is, an equal truth is the fact that over the years Vivian hasn't gotten the sort of attention that she actually does deserve. I think she's always been a mystery to most of the I Love Lucy fans. Her early background is mysterious, not because you can't find these things out if you look for them, but people just don't look for them. Well, we are. One of Robert Andrew Jones Sr. and Euphemia Mae Jones' 6 children. She was born Vivian Roberta Jones on July 26, 1909, in Cherryvale, Kansas, a town she supposedly disliked because it was just as oppressive as her family was. When she decided to become an actress, there was no support on the home front. As a teenager, she was a cheerleader for Independence High, but it was the legitimate stage that Vivian wanted, though her mother was dead set against it. The above was not exactly a ringing endorsement. Nonetheless, as a teenager, Vivian moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico, where she fared much better. It was then that she changed her last name to Vance and began performing at the Albuquerque Little Theater in 1930, where her credits would include This Thing Called Love, The Cradle Song, and, in 1932, See Naples and Die. Even before that, in 1930, she was getting rave reviews while performing in Whose Baby Are You in El Paso, Texas. The El Paso Evening Post buzzed, Vivian Vance proves a pleasant surprise. In this show, she throws off some of the restraint that has handicapped her acting before and throws herself into the business of making herself beautiful and human. Miss Vance has demonstrated her ability to sing ballads. Her potential recognized. The local theater people there saw her talent when she began to perform and, as a group, they sent Vivian Vance to New York, which is why, on episodes of I Love Lucy, they always referred to Ethel as coming from Albuquerque. Vivian wasn't born there, but that's where her heart was. They just felt she had so much talent and that there was nothing for her in Albuquerque and that she deserved to go where her talent could be recognized. Vivian had played in the Little Theater for a couple of seasons, no salary, and the citizens decided she deserved fame and fortune in New York. So, on August 16, they opened an ancient opera house and staged a Boom Days revival much in the fashion of the widely publicized Central City, Colorado production of Camille. The show, however, was less ancient. It was the trial of Mary Duggan, with Vivian as Mary. Box office receipts went to Miss Vance and she came to Broadway. No breaks yet, though. Painful past. That nervous breakdown, Jeffrey notes, was a result of the cumulative effect of being repressed by her father. He made her afraid of men, he says. This came from Vivian, so it is not me being witty, but she only married gay men. Was so afraid of men that spent life hiding underneath them. She stopped performing because of her breakdown. It was in 1950 that she started to work again, doing regional theater to get her feet wet. She also had small parts in 2 movies made in Hollywood, The Secret Fury, and The Blue Veil. She took to the stage in La Jolla, California for a local production of The Voice of the Turtle, which would really ultimately change her life. You have to understand that people loved Vivian, emphasizes Jeffrey. It wasn't just Ethel Merman, but people like Cole Porter, Eve Arden, Helen Hayes, and Mark Daniels, who was the original director of I Love Lucy. Now the pilot of I Love Lucy did not contain Fred and Ethel, so when the concept was sold to Philip Morris Cigarettes, those characters weren't a part of the show. After that TV special, Vivian retired to San Francisco to be near her sister. There she contacted Lucille Ball's hairstylist, who knew the color of hair and how she liked to wear it, requesting wigs. She sent out money to cover the cost, but by the time they were made, Vivian was gone. She died on August 17, 1979, at the age of 70 from bone and breast cancer. Reflects Jeffrey. She suffered mightily physically and emotionally, because John Dodds, like her other husbands, was gay and would be gone. She would call asking, "Where is he?" Where he was in gay bars looking to get what he wanted. But Vivian remained a champion of mental illness and a supporter of gay rights all of her life.